Welcome to Java. Thank you kindly, as always, for joining me. It's January 29th, 2025. It is also Wednesday, which means a couple of things. We're going to have our Discord discussion, 5 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, if you would care to join us there. It's after Greg's Live. I give a little bit of time there now. We've got quite a few things going on today. Fed Day. Monetary policy is back in the spotlight. They're going to have their first interest rate decision of the year this afternoon. Now, they are widely expected to take no action this time, and this will affect quite a few other things. Really, what they'll be looking forward to is what Fed Chair Powell says afterwards and try to get some guidance. But as always, let's get started with main risk indicator 304. Now, rising slightly. This still in extreme territory. Yesterday was 300 level, a little bit closer. The main driver today is greed for this market at 45. Now we've got more investors piling into this, and we're watching the markets go up, increasing accordingly. So today, Fed decision also get earnings from Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla. Now, we're also keeping an eye on mortgage rates, uh, hopefully slowly coming down. This is contingent on inflation. Now, to speak a little bit more about the Fed Chair decision, Fed Chair Powell is saying that they plan on moving more cautiously after the last rate cut in December. Now, they're saying that their decision's not necessarily made on the proposed policies, but now looking at his recent slew of executive orders and that all of these actions that he's taken since may require the Fed to recalibrate. However, they didn't say which direction. So with this, we're watching the 10-year yield has pulled back slightly. The big story being the dollar, back above 108. Now, interestingly enough, again, a stronger dollar generally means that prices will go down in this strength. And this is kind of the difference we're watching here. The market's still going up despite this. So normally a higher dollar would pressure the prices, including the markets, and suppress them. But we're watching them going green, as well as the future's kind of flat. It's all hesitating, waiting on this decision. So again, watching one of these distorted days really is what's going on. Gold is holding quite level above 2,700. So this is on inflation. And what is all of this in the background? Now, most of you probably know this, but just in case you're new or missing a little bit of this element, this is all in the M2 money supply for the most part. Now, there's some other factors, but the supply of M2, really, it's not money, it's currency is what they mean, but at an all-time high. So most massive amount of paper printed currency in existence. This is a bullish signal for crypto in this story, but really it's all other assets, because if something is losing value daily, why would you want to hold on to it? So cash, instead of staying in the dollar, they're looking to put it into the stock markets, real estate, gold, silver, cryptocurrency, anything other than what's losing value. So with this, cryptocurrencies staying above 102,000 for Bitcoin and the others as well. Now we've got some word on Xcoin is kind of the big thing here. We'll talk about that in a minute though. So with this calendar, we've got trade goods inventories, really the big one, not just the rate decision because they're expected to do nothing, but rather at 2:30, when Fed Chair Powell takes the podium, he's going to speak, and the market will be looking for guidance forward, really, what they're looking at, whether they will be hiking in the future or holding back and being a bit hawkish. So tomorrow, prior to the market open, I put in jobless claims and pending home sales. Now, jobless claims just are about to take a hit. Now, this is public sector, so it's not necessarily a bad thing for the economy other than for their continued spending. Trump sent 2 million federal workers an email. It wasn't necessarily to resign, but it was an offer that they would be continued to be paid through September. Now, this offer to buy them out is for those that choose not to return to office. But if they don't accept returning back to the office, he has also said that their jobs still are not uh, guaranteed if they are not needed in the future. So, with this, we've got some other deals that are going on in the background. With China, we're watching differences, the tariffs that did not happen. We now have the new technology war going on in the background, and we've got a new currency war going on in the background, but there is also some deals being made. Now, this will launch forward with CBDCs. We'll talk about that in a bit. So, more news. Synchrony. Synchrony, if you haven't heard of them, is a credit card company, so unsecured credit, taking a major hit from investors after charge-offs rise. Now, charge-offs are uh, exactly that, when people charge for the purchase of goods or services and then they don't pay for them or rescind or refund them. So we've got Gold Market launching Ledger to track bars from a finer default. Why is this? What exactly is this? Now they're launching this on real world assets as well for gold. And the background of this is that there have been uh, forgeries in the gold, fake gold bars that are, making their way into the market. And this is supposed to be a guarantee of the purity of the metals. So cryptocurrencies, central bank digital currencies, and artificial intelligence are becoming the forefront of really the markets and the basis of everything. We've got to pay attention to this. Now, Bitcoin self custody, that means keeping your own keys and not on an exchange, such as Coinbase or the like, saying that this shields users from institutional risks. This is from one of the founders of Trezor now. Of course, they make one of the keys that they hold this. But I agree with this. Holding Bitcoin is not the same as owning MicroStrategy, which is a stock, or Bitcoin ETFs. I cannot stress this loudly enough. The Bitcoin ETFs mean that you're given a little paper contract, and whoever you're purchasing the ETF through, whether it's BlackRock or the likes, actually own that Bitcoin. Now, we've still got, I want to stress this, there's been massive amounts of buying by the institutions lately, but individuals still hold the majority of the Bitcoin supply. This came up a couple of days ago. Someone had asked me this. So while institutions and governments have been increasingly accumulating, individuals still hold the majority. And truly, in the power of Bitcoin is in individual holdings and also transacting. So as these institutions still try to get it, it's still considered money of freedom that individuals can transact outside of the government, outside of the system. Now, this going along with Czech National Bank now proposing a $7 billion Bitcoin reserve plan, more and more getting into this. So we've also got a new type of product coming from China, and this is for Chinese New Year. It's normally considered good luck and fortune for the year that they would put currency in one of these little envelopes for the year. Now they've got the e-version, if you will, so that they can give Bitcoin as gifts for good luck for the new year. So this should increase some wallets and adoption. That will be very interesting. More news in cryptocurrency. KuCoin pleading guilty to U.S. charges, agreeing to pay a fine of $300 million. Now, what happened was they were accused of anti-money laundering, and KYC stands for Know Your Customer programs. Now, Justice Department came after them because they did not require customers to provide identifying information. Now, KYC was not mandatory on KuCoin. They were attempting to allow people to transact with one another without requiring identity. So this is how they're going to crack down on all of this identity issue. Of course, we'll go into this in a moment, but they were one of the platforms that was allowing this. So they cracked down on all of the institutions and all of the platforms, if you will, because they still cannot come after people individually. So this is one of the strengths, again, of Bitcoin. So with this, they were also charged with failing to register with the US Department of Treasury Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Really, the government's trying to get their chunk in not just taxation, but also control. So with this, we've got blockchain identity platform. I mentioned them briefly the other day. Their name Humanity, and it's kind of ironic, but what they're valued at 1.1 billion after a fundraise. Now what they're doing is they're saying they're decentralized identity solutions as a key for securing digital footprint for users, facial scanning. Now, they're touting that they're safe, but the problem is this. Real cryptocurrency exchanges do not need identity or any of the biometrics. That's the whole design of them if they're done properly. They don't need that identity. They are really, that's the whole idea of decentralized blockchains and the likes of it. So with this, going back into Xcoin, Elon Musk's X, formerly known as Twitter, they're putting their own form of currency out called Xcoin, is partnered with Visa to launch X Money account, advancing the Everything app where he's saying you can do all of your banking, all of your everything through X in the future. Now, keep in mind, Elon Musk was one of the founding members of PayPal back in the day. So he does have a background in it, and there is definitely a lot of backing with this. Now, I want to bring up one other thing that I've been looking at for the economy going forward. This is directly from Federal Reserve, okay? And it is trends in paper packaging now, paperboard, containers, cardstock, card paper, if you will, all of these things in a decline here. And this is a significant decline that they're watching. And what does this mean? This means that less goods being shipped, less things being packaged. So demand is down. So despite what they're saying, all of the headlines, these are the things that we look at to get the real story and the truth about the stance of the economy and the actual situation that we're in. So with this, I want to wish you a wonderful trading day. Expect volatility, bit of chop. Looking forward to that meeting. And until I see you again, my friends, stay free.